And today I'm going to be talking about trademark specimens. I get a lot of questions from clients and potential clients asking me what is an acceptable trademark specimen. It's not as clean cut as one would think. A trademark specimen is an example of the trademark in use. Now, what constitutes in use is usually the confusing part for people. It actually has to be in use as a trademark. So a trademark specimen has to be submitted at some point before the trademark can actually be registered. So while a trademark can be allowed simply by showing or providing a copy or an image of the trademark, you actually have to show a specimen showing trademark use in order for it to issue into a registration. So if you're filing an intent to use application, this happens generally speaking after the notice of allowance. At any time after that, you can go ahead and submit that statement as part of that specimen as part of an affidavit of use, and then your trademark will proceed to registration. If you file a use application, you're telling the trademark office, yeah, I've already used it, and so you should be able to submit and are required to submit a trademark specimen at the time of application. So for a use application, you submit it with the application. For an intent to use, you submit it after allowance. Now, what you do depends on your situation. If you're already using it, then you should go ahead and submit it because it'll save you a little bit of money. If you're not already using it, then you have no choice. You can't really submit it because when you submit that statement of use, you actually need to sign an affidavit saying that you have used it in interstate commerce, and you have to supply the date and then show proof that it's used in the form of a specimen. So I wanted to talk about the requirements for a specimen. So you need to have one specimen per class. So let's say you have class 25 and it includes t-shirts and caps. You need an example of a t-shirt or a cap showing use of the trademark as you would present it to the public. If you have a category that includes cards, greeting cards, and graphic writings, then you need to submit one trademark specimen for that. So you don't need a specimen showing every good that you list in your application, but you need one per class. So for each class, you need to look and see in your application what goods you've listed, and you need to have at least one specimen per class of goods actually listed in your application. It's surprising that a lot of times I get a specimen that includes goods that we did not list in the application or in a class that we didn't include in the application. So you actually need to go to the application, and if you filed for t-shirts and hats in class 25, you need to submit either a t-shirt or a hat. But again, one per class. The trademark need not be on the product. There are lots of products where the trademark it doesn't fit, or it's not customary to have it on there. So I'm going to show you some examples of good trademarks specimens and bad trademark specimens. What a lot of people need to understand is that you have to show use of the mark in that class. So a lot of people send me ads. Most of the time an ad is not a proper specimen because it's not actually showing use of the mark in the class. So if your ad is advertising pianos, but it just says, hey, we sell pianos, that may not be enough. You actually have to have an association with the mark and the specific product. So I tell people to stay away from ads unless they show the goods. So if you have an advertisement and it actually has a picture of pianos, then you can see the association between the mark and the piano. So you have to be really careful with the ad. It has to be very, very specific. And I have an example of an ad here that I wanted to show people. So this is a postcard, and this is the logo for the school, and this is the school name. So this logo and the school name are separately registered as trademarks for educational services. This is a private school. And so this is not a great trademark specimen because there's really no association. It just says welcome. So there's really no association between the provision of education and this mark on this postcard. right? So what you can show is a enrollment contract that includes the trademark that talks about the services being offered to the person enrolled at the school. That would be a better trademark. I'm just going to pick random things. So this is a battery charger, and you can see it has Canon, which is a very popular trademark. So if you wanted to send in a picture of this for Canon, that might work if the goods listed on the application would include chargers. Now, if the goods listed on the application include printers, this won't work. You probably need to get a copy of a photograph of the printer that has Canon on it, but this wouldn't work for that because this is a battery charger. So it has to be very specific to the goods. I said before that you don't actually have to have the trademark on it. So this is a good example. So there's a trademark on this tag, Home Essentials. Home Essentials makes little knickknacks, home decor. So for this one, a picture of this home decor item with the tag hanging off is enough. So if you submitted the tag by itself, you get a rejection. If you submitted the home decor by itself, you get a rejection. You actually need to show it how it appears in commerce, so you want to show it with the tag on there and just get a photograph and take that. There's another example of typical items that don't include a trademark. So I have a set of knives. Knives don't generally include trademarks on them. And so this is a box of knives, and this Utopia Kitchen is a manufacturer. So this is this would be a good specimen for knives because knives customarily come in this box. So if you sent a copy of this box in for knives, and when you described the specimen, you said packaging including knives, that would work as a proper trademark. Another example, sometimes I get pictures of cards. So this is a yogurt shop near me called Yoga Beach. Now, they have a logo that is probably protected. It doesn't have a trademark symbol. Maybe it's not protected, but either way, this would probably not be a great specimen simply because it's just a card. It doesn't show any association with the provision of frozen beverages, which is a class. And so what you want to do is you want to show a picture of a cup with frozen beverages on it, or the machines, or even the signage outside that has the logo on it, and some kind of listing of what's offered inside. You'd have to show an association between the mark and the goods sold. Now, one common mistake I get from people, it happens probably every week. I get someone who is a t-shirt designer, and they send me a t-shirt with the mark on the front, and that won't work because trademarks on shirts in particular are going to be here, right? Because trademarks signify source. And so if you want to buy this shirt, you're not going to look at the front of it. You're going to go right to the tag and see that Sweet Giselle made it. So you're going to look at the tag. So when you are sending me a trademark specimen for a t-shirt, what I want to see is the tag with the trademark on it and not the trademark on the top of the shirt. And that's it for trademark specimens. So I hope that helped. If you have any questions, you can always send me a note or schedule a consultation on my website. And the website address is ahajaiamos.com. Have a good day. Bye.